We want to talk about some of the great musicians before rock and roll. First, we had the crooners. We had Frank Sinatra, born in 1915, made his start with the big bands in the 30s, was very big in the 40s, then his star faded later on, but he came back strong in the 50s and 60s, also had a great movie career, the great Frank Sinatra. Let's see a few more pictures of Frank. Strangers in the Night, when he was trying to break into the pop field in the 60s, a classic album with Frank right there. And a younger shot of Frank, and last but not least, we have a very famous mugshot of Frank Sinatra. I believe he was arrested for drunk and disorderly in Hoboken. Frank was born in Hoboken, New Jersey, and lived much of his early days there. Next we have Nat King Cole. Nat King Cole, again in the very much the crooner style, started off his career as a jazz lounge piano player and really didn't sing much. And the story goes, one night a drunk in the bar kept demanding that Nat sing what was it? Sweet Lorraine. And finally Nat gave in and started singing, and then had a huge singing career in the crooning style. And the story goes that Nat would smoke a couple of cool cigarettes before any recording session, saying it made his voice smoother and lower. Unfortunately, he did die of lung cancer in 1965. Nat King Cole. Also very important as a crossover artist, in 1956 he had the first variety show hosted by a black person on national television, Nat King Cole. Now we'll move into the people who really moved us into rock and roll. Louis Jordan, another crossover artist, was very big with the GIs in World War II, had 4 or 5 million selling records, really sold a lot of records, and was popular with the white youth in the late 40s, early 50s, was heard quite a bit on the radio at those times. Louis Jordan. One more shot of Louis Jordan here, I hope. Oh, we're backing up here. And now we need to talk about Muddy Waters. Muddy Waters came up from the Mississippi Delta in the 40s, electrified the blues, and created modern Chicago blues, and was very influential on the English blues musicians Eric Clapton, Jimmy Page of Led Zeppelin, Jeff Beck of the Yardbirds. The Rolling Stones named their band after one of his songs, Muddy Waters. Country music. Country music was big in the late 40s and early 50s in certain markets. Hank Williams died tragically in 1953, less than 30 years old. Hank Williams appeared at the Grand Ole Opry. I believe this is a shot of Hank at the Grand Ole Opry. All these musical styles were coming together to form rock and roll. I love this one. Best wishes, Hank Williams. A little bit later, Ray Charles, born in 1930, a little bit later generation. Ray Charles, another big crossover artist in the R&B field, rhythm and blues field. Really got his start in the mid-50s and was listened to by blacks and whites through this time, and remained very popular up through the 70s and 80s even, and just died just recently. Great movie by Ray Charles. Great movie about Ray Charles starring Jamie Foxx, the movie Ray. Be sure you watch the movie Ray. Also a great movie about Muddy Waters. There is a recent movie called Cadillac Records. See if you can get Cadillac Records about Muddy Waters, and also the movie Ray about Ray Charles. There you have it. 5 or 6 pre-rock greats: Frank Sinatra, Nat King Cole, Louis Jordan, Muddy Waters, Hank Williams, and Ray Charles.